Welcome, everyone, to your spiritual reading for May. Hope your friends are doing great out there. Welcome back, all subscribers. Anyone new, welcome, welcome. If your friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, guys, let's go on this spiritual journey and see what's going on. We are using the Sacred Traveler cards. Haven't used these for a while. Those of you who are new, this is where we take a little adventure and try to make it as fun as possible. Okay, let's see what's going on. Clarify on the situation. And one more. Two cards. What do we got? Journey by moonlight. View from above. Get to the big picture. So if you believe in magic, wow, love that card. That's always a great card. So this card is actually talking about magic is all around you, spiritual dimensions, all these things, angels, spiritual beings, you name it. It's a magical universe, and the key to open the doors to these realms is through trust. This is pretty much just your trust and your intuition for those nudges from your spirit, and really believing and having an understanding that what you believe you can manifest, right? Really understanding the ideas of law and attraction, prayer, those types of things, right? Understanding that this is a time, that you really have to unlock these doors using the key through your manifestation to really transpire your life for the things that you really want for your life. So if you believe in magic, things can actually happen for you. And it's really getting the bigger picture. Once you have this trust in this bigger idea of believing in this magic, opportunities are good for you, things of this nature, believing that things really are good for you, you'll start getting the bigger picture from above, because things are going to start opening up for you as you really put more faith and more trust within this situation. So it's definitely saying, hey, look, you believe in magic, you really believe that things can actually unfold for you, and not putting out any kind of negativity towards it. I want you to see the bigger picture that's in front of you, because it'll really start opening it up as it's really getting a bigger view from your third eye, as you're really becoming more aware of situations at hand. It's almost like things are just your eyes are going to be very opened, and you're just going to kind of really wake up in different ways to different circumstances. So if you feel like some certain circumstances have too many hidden agendas, or they confuse me, or anything like that, you're going to start saying, you know what, I believe that this could actually go this way. I might not understand how, but I give it enough trust, and then boom, everything starts becoming more, more awakened for you. Really coming into light. It could have been from some kind of emotional loss, and really getting past the emotional loss. The emotional loss could be that I've put in all of this time and effort, and I'm not seeing anything out of it. This will bring in more patience, though, for you. And really, as you really start trusting in the divine and in the process, your patience level is really going to start becoming better, right? A lot of you could say, my, biggest problem with patience is I ain't got any, right? But now you're going to feel like that's just not true, right? I can actually, now that I have an understanding of how the universe works, there's a perfect timing for everything. I can actually keep more patient. I don't feel like I just need things. And then that's when the bigger picture really starts opening up. And you'll notice that when you start becoming the light and start seeing the light, it's almost like you see the light. Wow, that's crazy. It's almost like everything comes to light. Everything comes to color. Everything makes more sense. And the blessings start coming forward for you as you feel like you're kind of grabbing at things, right, that were there before. For some of you, it could be just a love. It could be a love relationship. Maybe you don't understand this person. Maybe you really want this person. And now you can really feel like they're coming towards you because you have more patience with them, where you believe that you really are made for each other, and then things start kind of falling into place for you and this person. But overall, if it's not love, my friends, it's just anything that you're in love with, right? In love with the idea of the opportunity. But really, we're talking about a spiritual reading. So we're talking about being impatient with yourself, your higher self versus yourself, bringing yourself into one, right? And having a better connection with your higher self. And we're talking about the Two of Cups in the spiritual reading. Really feeling connected, understanding that I am a spirit on a human experience, not as a human over here just wandering around, right? Or trying to have a divine experience. Because some people really do believe that. They do believe that they're just this human in a bag who's trying to open up to the divine and trying to figure out what the divine is doing. Instead of the other way around, you are a spirit in a body trying to have a human experience, but also allowing your human self to understand that this is the truth and I need you to understand what everything is really going. So having that higher perception is really what's going on. Of course, most of you already know that. That's why you watch these things, right? But those are for those, who really don't really understand these things. There's some people out there who are new and who are trying to understand this. So I really want to bring that into clarity, right? With the Six over here, material, spiritual prosperities is very important because this is another piece of this big puzzle over here. You see how she's looking out, guys? I hope you see that. I don't know. Sometimes it makes me, sometimes I think this thing is like so far away, the way I'm looking at it, and then you're like, no, it was really close. But see how she's standing on the balcony? Let's just pull this card first. See how she's standing on the balcony and she's kind of like looking out and she's saying, wow, I can kind of see all these things. This card is really pretty much the same card if you think about it. Like he's looking out on the balcony and looking at the same thing she's looking at. So he's really watching. She's getting the bigger picture of the understanding of what's going on around her and really waking up to the ideas and the understandings. He's saying, but I see. There's the only two difference between these two cards is this one is saying, I'm seeing my stuff come in. I'm waiting for it all to come through, but I know it's coming. It's almost like he's waiting for some chariot to come in, right? Maybe some truckload of his new couch or something, right? And she's saying, I know it's out there and I'm going to grab it because I understand it's coming, and he's waiting. So now you're saying, I'm waiting for this, I'm getting it, and here it comes. So from one perspective to the other. And I know it's not a balcony, I know it's a basket, but I'm just, it just kind of looks the same. And I understand she's in a balloon, but from the picture site, it just kind of looks crazy because it almost looks like they're doing the same exact thing. So, and that's really what it is though. Now it's saying, I get the bigger picture, I understand that I can have these things, and now you're saying, I can see them, here they come. Everything that I had viewed from a higher point of what I want, and now is coming through. Wow. So getting a couple tarot cards on that. Amazing. And you will, because you're keeping yourself in a place where you're saying, I believe in magic. And not from some crazy, okay. I'm not talking about Merlin over here, right? Okay, so yes, because it's saying right now you're being very impatient about your Nine of Cups. So impatient about the Nine of Cups that you forget about the magic. It's almost to the point where the magic is the understanding that things need patience, things need time to heal, things need time to manifest, things need, the universe has to, weave this together, and it feels like there is a lot of impatience, and it might be coming from another person as well, right? Because you could say, well, the person I'm with is so impatient that they're driving me crazy, just to get to the Nine of Cups, that it actually starts me to be a little impatient. So it could be also rubbing off on you, somebody else's impatience. But however it is, it definitely has you kind of like, I want to say pre-calculating the next steps, but it didn't feel like the pre-calculations of what you were trying to do. Pre-calculations does not have to be a negative or a positive, guys. We all know this, right? The pre-calculations is I was doing the homework of this situation, but I'm noticing that it's not doing what I want it to do for this time period. So it might be they have to go back and do homework, but then you come back and you have a bigger understanding. The only homework that I needed was patience. I didn't need to pre-calculate any more of my manifestations, or the universe already heard what I wanted. So it's almost like it feels like for some of you might be going back, trying to rework the manifestation to come quicker, or thinking didn't it wasn't heard. Let's put it that way. It wasn't heard, right? They didn't hear me. So I'm going to go back and try to fix this because it's been a long time. That's not how it works though. So now you're going to have a better understanding that yes, okay, I get it. I get it. This is all about patience. They have to work out the niches. They actually have to, start weaving it together. That's the way I always see it. I always say the reason it takes so long is because it's like a spider web. I ask for something, they have to try to figure out how to weave it in there, or maybe they have to take the whole other link out of it, to add it in. And that takes time. Poor Charlotte, takes her a long time to make an awesome pig, Although she was really fast, though. I mean, overnight, that's pretty quick for a little spider. The world over here, but this is saying because they're trying to bring you into this new world which you're looking for the bigger picture. Remember, it might not be 100% absolute the way you dreamt of it, right? It always doesn't, it doesn't always work that way, but it's literally bringing in how it's going to be done to make it the way it needs to be done, right? So no matter what, it's still your manifestation. It might just not be 100% the way we envision. You see what I'm saying? But you're still getting what you want. So it's saying you can still take action, in manifesting and making sure that you believe in the magic and that you're actually manifesting what it is that you truly want, and making sure that you're, really looking at it from the point of view of what is good for your path. So what is good for your path? See, a lot of our manifestations of the things that we ask for, that we try to get them as close to what is good for the path by the bigger picture, right? So all you're going to do is actually, by what you're doing, by you staying patient, is you're actually focusing on what it is you truly want so that it can flow more smoothly by the patience, right? And you really want to make sure with the Queen of Swords that you're really connecting with your inner voice, right? As you're kind of exploring this idea of keeping the magic. Okay? And just keep yourself out of any kind of worry that anything's going to happen, because there's just no reason for that. You have all the strength and the courage. And you have this because you already have the bigger picture. The bigger picture will come. It will say, this is what's going on. And you're saying, oh, I got that. It's something, too, you can even spread to other people, because you're going to say, oh, because you're being too impatient. You just need to chill. Just because, it hasn't gotten here, doesn't mean it's not coming. So you can also spread these readings and spread them to let them know, hey, the Chariot is coming. It's just that you just need to chill out. Right? That would be myself. I'm always very good at that, because I'm always like, yeah, that's you. I always feel like every time I say that, it's myself. Chill out. You know the rules. Yeah, I know the rules. But I really wanted it from this time period to this time period, because it really would have helped. We all do it. Why? Because once again, we're human. So anyways, it's all about slow, persistent, and constant moving of the Chariot. Some chariots you'll realize in life, if they're really small, and they actually might really need to be on a time period, they come in really fast. But then some that are bigger, come on guys, you know it, right? I'm asking for something pretty big. Okay, well, then it's going to take more time, right? Unless it's, like I said, unless the universe says, you know what, I kind of already seen that kind of coming. I was just giving you a little more leeway to say that you really wanted that. But I kind of already have that here. And then you could say, wow, that was really big, but it came fast. Like magic, right? So you never know sometimes exactly how it's going to flow. But no matter what, we want to use patience just in case. I've had some things that come in really fast, and I'm like, how the heck did that happen? But then I started thinking maybe it was something that, guys, that I had already manifested on like years ago and then forgot. Oh, come on, well, you know that, right? Like, remember when you manifested on something years ago and then like something else happened and then you forgot all about that because it never came? Then all of a sudden you thought about it again and then all of a sudden it came like magic and you were like, holy crap, that came fast. How'd that? It was almost like they were waiting for you to remember. Yeah, I've been standing in the air for like 2 years. Oh, she wants me now. Here I come. I have a very creative mind. I try to keep it as creative as possible because it's for me, guys, doing readings like that, it's easier for me to understand. I also teach children, so it's easier for them to understand, but I always like keeping everything, as easy understood because this stuff can get really deep, really over metaphysical, onto, and then they can use these huge words that, I don't even understand what the hell you're talking about. So I just try to keep it as light, easy, and as easy to understand as possible. That's why I really like this spiritual reading because I can actually see it. It's kind of like if I'm blowing my, I see it kind of like the Wizard of Oz type of stories, you know what I mean? It's like if I'm over here next to this pond, I can do this. And then I run from the pond and oh my gosh, then there I am and I see great things happening. So, but Spirit says it definitely is in the near future for you guys, okay? So make sure that you keep yourself very trusting within the situation. That's what the believe in magic really is the trust within the situation. Okay. Alrighty. And that's really what it really all is. Okay. And of course the bottom one is if you believe. So isn't that crazy? It's definitely all about if you believe. It reminds me of the song, If You Believe in Magic. Right. I'm not singing because I don't sing, I read. Okay, guys. Till next time. Peace and love. Bye-bye.